Hello everyone. Welcome to What If Deku Had the Powers of Horror Frisk. I'll edit the name later. Just stay with me for now. It's been a while. I wanted to get this out before I forgot about the idea. Thank you, Christian White, for the idea. I choose to do it now because I will forget. At the time. Okay, let's not start off. Okay, I better. Beginning for the what if. Where am I? Do you not remember when you fell? As Midoriya inside a black abyss or a black room, seeing nothing but darkness. Who's there? Look behind you. A girl said, smiling. As Midoriya would turn behind him, seeing a girl holding a green soul. It looks like your soul has been trapped, unused for many, many eons. It must be freed. The knowledge I was given, your soul is trapped, and you must release your soul. For my transfer to this universe, I had to take a couple things with me. And due to us having not enough time, I'll explain it after I revive you. Revive me? What do you mean by revive me? The jump. As Deku would get flashbacks from when he jumped off a roof. When I entered this universe, I was teleported in front of you, to be precise. And so, with the kindness of my heart, I helped you. Of course, cursing me to be binded to you. Noticing that your body is unlike others and must be fixed due to inactivity. Of course, though, you will feel a little different from now. But due to this, we will have to reverse time, though. To a certain extent. This timeline isn't yet... Your body isn't yet ready for the power that I will bestow upon you. So I would reverse time to the point of a young child, so your body can mature and adapt to the power you have. But make sure there are no changes in the timeline. There'll only be one change, and that is the fall. Yes, it will still happen. The only difference is that you will remember me when you fall once more. As Midoriya and his memories will go back in time to the point where Midoriya would be about 5. Or, at the Quirk Doctor. This Deku would be very friendly, or should I say overly friendly, to a very great extent. Anyone is friends as long as, yeah, practically. A childlike mindset. Midoriya has no recollection of anything that happened, due to it not happening yet. Technically, it did, but technically didn't. So, yes. Midoriya, with his soul now activated, he, kind of a weird way, he would be able to grow plants. What do I mean by this? Like a power of some sort, he's able to speed up the process of plant growth and other things like that. Of course, though, due to him being so young, it would be unnoticeable. And Deku, of course, being... How old was Frisk? Frisk was like, what, 10 when she fell? So... Deku gonna be dramatically leveling up as he goes. Maybe. Midoriya at the age of 5 is level 2. Why level 2 instead of level 1? Well, he kind of already got attacked by Katsuki already. Technically. I mean, it's not full-blown bullying yet, but, you know, they were in, you know, more of a playful way of, you know, fighting each other. But, you know, of course, that gave him HP, or XP, I think, which, you know, leveled them up to level 2. Nothing has really changed about him yet, but the time will come as Deku it would be weirdly satisfying for his knowledge to know things. Certain things, of course. He would, unlike canon counterpart, would forgive Bakugo a lot more easier, weirdly enough. Meaning that he's blinded by his kindness. But he's not, it's not all bad though. He does have a friend that visits him in dreams. If you ever seen Pokemon Red Rescue Team, the visions that the player has kind of, you know, blinks in and out of existence from your dream. That's what I'm talking about. So, you know, Frisk blinks in and out, kind of like fading in and out of his dreams. She's only able to say, you know, a couple words, about maybe 5 words max. But even so, those 5 words are very, kind of like all the way low of like a volume level. Like a whisper. Surprisingly, Midoriya wouldn't feel lonely at the time. Of course, he would always find something to distract him from the truth. Kindness isn't given to everyone. Over time, due to the amount of friendliness Midoriya has, Bakugo would start a bit earlier, about not a year, because I'll say a couple months earlier, bullying Midoriya. Technically, it was already, you know, beginning, but I mean, you know what I mean. It went full-on bullying, you know, a little bit before the actual bullying happened. I'll say this would... Bakugo, instead of just outright bullying Midoriya, would do it in a way that makes Midoriya rethink his sympathy for others, or kindness for others. Like, let's say Midoriya would give Katsuki a gift. Katsuki would just throw it away in front of Deku, practically. As it would happen. The time of saddening would occur. Midoriya, with the brightest and kindest heart, will never give up, though. Or, wait, no. Nah, wrong what if, sorry. His kindness would allow him to soar through many things and see, you know, look past events, you can say. Events. Like, his mother, saying sorry instead of yes, you can become a hero. Cough, cough. Still, you know, forgiving his mother very easily. His mother, Inko, would be very worried. You know, people would use his kindness against him, and that would get him into trouble. This wouldn't go into true fruition until Deku would be about 10. That is when Katsuki would start going, you know. First it was only about Katsuki bullying him, but now Katsuki, within numbers, there'd be others like Katsuki that would bully Deku. With these, Midoriya's HP would dramatically increase to a certain extent. Of course, not to an instant level up, but it would, you know, slowly but surely rise. And for some reason, Bakugo would notice that it wouldn't, like, his explosions, it would do damage to Deku, but it wouldn't do as much as Katsuki would think. Why would this occur? Due to the ability of, I believe he said Asgore? Hold up, yeah, I believe, yeah, because he used Asgore Soul to cross the... It's like wrong time to like get stuck right now in my mind. To cross the barrier, open a portal, and then, yeah. Asgore does have extra health than normal monster. Okay, I got it on track. Midoriya, unlike normal people, he would be... It's not that he's... What was the word? Was the word sturdy? Or... It's not that he, you know, he's strong. I mean... what was the word? Stamina, no. It's not like it doesn't hurt him. It does. It's just the difference in damage kind of decreases as, you know... I mean, it doesn't decrease, but Deku's health would grow within, you know, the attacks and HP he would be getting. His, you know, health would grow, which it would do the same damage as if a normal person, but it wouldn't, you know, hurt him or, you know, critically hurt him as before. It would kind of, you know, take more of that same hit, a decent amount to kind of fully take him out. But even so, Midoriya, he would just get back up. That's the point. He would just get back up. Not that he has, you know, a mobility or a, you know, thing like a shield that, you know, keeps him up. It's just the amount of health he does. Yes, it does do, you know, his explosions do damage. It's just the amount of health Deku has. Not due to him himself having, you know, his soul having naturally a lot of HP, but he would also have Asgore's kind of, you know, his soul boost in HP, which would mean Bakugo practically uses Deku as a training dummy for, like, every day. Which will lead teachers and even students to kind of be on guard, but due to durability, that was the word. It's not that Deku's durable. I mean, he technically is, but you know what I mean. He keeps on getting up due to, you know, his health, the amount of health he has. Which is practically, for a child, is insane, but I mean, yeah. And due to, I'm pretty sure a stick and a knife, or I'm pretty sure explosions are a lot more stronger, or at least explosions to the face and body are a lot more stronger than a knife or a stick. So yeah. I mean, counteract the knife. Maybe. Depending on how fast the knife is flying and what velocity it is. But anyways, yes. Midoriya be, you know, seen as a training dummy. Katsuki would, you know, somewhat grow respect for Midoriya, but not in the sense of friendship, more of a... I try to beat you up, but it's not possible. So I'll just have you beside me for training. Kind of like that. And this it's kind of scheduled now. Like every week, Deku, is ordered by Bakuda to kind of just stand still. As he, just gets practically exploded and, tag teamed by like all of his goons to train their quirks and whatnot. This doesn't affect Deku until middle school. By the way, if you were wondering how high Deku's durability is from a young age, best representation of it is punching. What's the best? It's like a human punching a tree, practically. Not steel, but a tree. It does hurt your hand. It still does damage the tree, but there's cushioning inside the tree that kind of prevents some, of the shockwaves from the fist that kind of bounce back and hit yourself. It's practically what Deku is. Actually, he's more of a bamboo, if you think about it. Because I'm pretty sure if you punch bamboo, it's better than punching a tree. Okay, yeah. I'm on track. So, we go to now middle school. Midoriya, he would still see Bakugo as a friend-ish. It'd be weird. He still see Bakugo as a friend until this day. When people or the teacher would, yell out, or not yell out, but, tell, okay, so this is what's gonna happen. Midoriya, there are two people who are assigned for UA, Katsuki Bakugo and Izuku Midoriya. As Katsuki would like, yeah, the only thing Midoriya has for him is his flip. What was the word again? I forgot like the wrong time. The only thing Midoriya has for him is his durability. That's all he has for him. Besides that, it's nothing else. Tch, you think this loser to go in UA? Pathetic. As in the end of class, he says it a lot more bluntly, but with force. As try to jump and you'll get hopefully you get a quirk better than mine. Or, you'll get a quirk in general. So, yes. Midoriya, he's kind of used to being bullied. So he doesn't really see it as bullying. He just sees it as, like, obstacles. Very annoying obstacles, if you will. So, his curiosity kind of... Not just curiosity, but deep inside of him, the thought did occur to, drop. So, the drop would occur once more. Midoriya would be on the edge of the roof. Huh. Wow. Let's see how sturdy I really am. As he would fall. Splat. I'm still alive. Probably not for any longer, though. As, the times would tick, and Midoriya would be brought into his mindscape. Don't be sad, Izuku. Don't be sad. Kindness is not a weakness. In fact, kindness is what makes you strong, Izuku. As Midoriya would turn his head once more and see a familiar face. Who are you? You shouldn't be asking questions like that. You should be asking how he's still alive. Anyways, I'm Frisk. As she would continue in explaining, going back in the past, reliving like a couple years of his life. She would give him, the basis, what happened, the main idea of it, the main gist, in just a couple words. For now, me and you are linked together. Think of me as a support item, you people call them, for heroes. But remember, kindness is your biggest strength, Izuku. You should not be frowning at your strength. You should be happy you have this strength. Meaning that you're a lot stronger than others, without you even knowing it. As a red soul in the background of Frisk would start glowing. I guess the link is complete. Your body is fully adapted to your soul. And I believe you're able to adapt to a couple more. Or, not a couple more, but one more. Since Deku's eventually... I'm not gonna spoil it. I almost did, but I'm not. Okay. Eventually, Deku would wake up in a hospital bed. Yeah. In not stitches, but bandages. What do you have stitches? No, because I'll say, it wasn't that bad. I'll say his bleeding, it stopped shortly after they got him halfway towards the hospital. But, the wounds, damage did close, but the bones and stuff are still broken. So, he's kind of in a whole body cast, not gonna lie. As Inko and, Bakugo being his kudere self, would be, I guess you did make it out alive. What do you think, Deku? What do you think you were doing, Deku? Deku, confusion, but... Sorry. I don't know what got into my head. Looks at Bakugo. Bakugo looks away. As the doctors explain, he could have died. I don't know what promoted this behavior, but he could have died, but surprisingly he didn't. Due to somehow his cells regenerating faster than normal. As in the corner of the eye, Deku would see a girl with a purple dress. Noticing that no one's taking, what was the word? Status. No, not status. Taking note of her. As if she wasn't actually there, but just a figment of his imagination. Don't worry, Izuku. You're the only one that can see me. I'm asleep. As you know, Midori would sleep. Inko just being happy and crying that her baby boy is still alive. Curious on, what actually led to the options, and, Bakugo Katsuki saying nothing. Kind of, just pushing that, oh yeah, he jumped and he survived, so, not my problem. As long as he survived, it's not my problem. That's what Katsuki is practically doing. Deku, right now, would have a ding, or some type of noise go in his head. Level up. You are now level 3. Stats increased. Defense increased. Attack increased. Health increased. You know, the normal level up. Kindness increased. As within the hands of Frisk, she would, or not she, but yeah, she, and her, you know, the Deku's soul, she'd be holding Deku's soul right now. It would be glowing, a bright, you know, the darkness that was once inside of Deku's mind. As the soul would start to glow brightly, as around the soul would start, you know, becoming white. As the darkness within Deku's mind will start to anticipate and dispersed into nothingness. As all there would be light inside of Deku's mind. Nothing but white and light. I guess you succeeded. You chose your path already. As Midoriya, he wouldn't have this accident stop him at all. Since then, I've wanted to become a hero even more. As Midoriya would... how long do I want Midoriya in the hospital? I'll say he'll be in the hospital for like about 3 months. Why not? Maybe, no, I'll say 4 months. Because I'm pretty sure if you dropped, your bones, all your bones will have to recover from either the shockwave or being fractured by falling. Even so, Deku is still weak. So he'll probably have to wear bandages. So yeah, Deku out of hospital now. After the 3rd month, they would, you know, have him exit the hospital, but would have to, you know, be watched due to his bones still, you know, recovering. As Midoriya would have to wear bandages and other things like that. Item acquired. Let's see if I can find the item in here. Where was it? I had the item in here. Where was it? Why is it all the way in the back? Right here. Oh wait. Give me a sec, please. Baby. Here. Wait, is it? No, this one. Here we go. Item acquired. Safety syringe. 7 attack. An unused syringe with a mysterious liquid inside. Critical. Okay, next item. I mean, not next item, but, you know, other scriptures. Critical. Poisons the enemy for 3 turns. Or, in this case, every time they attack, it would occur. Second item. Nurse apron. 12 defense. A dirty apron with a red plus. The words written on it are too stained to read. Special. Heals 1 HP every turn. Every time you attack will heal 1 HP. You feel your emotions begging you. Kindness is needed, but you shall also have patience. There you go. Enough reading that. Now let's continue on. These items Deku would be inside his mindscape. What do I mean by this? Deku, if needed to, he would be able to go inside of his mindscape like an inventory. Or like, time will stop. Like, it would be like a time stop, but Deku wouldn't be able to move. The only thing Deku would be able to do would be able to enter his mindscape and then take out, you know, his items that he earned. And he can only do this with, you know, items that are given to him by his soul. Or by leveling up items. These items are either randomized or only, you know, are only given to Deku based on his soul type. So right now Deku has an apron and a syringe, which attack and heal him with, I think, was it defense? Did it give him any defense? I don't think so. Oh wait, yeah, the apron gave him defense. 12 defense specifically. Deku, I believe what? I believe Frisk had 10 health when she first started in level 1, so... Deku's level 3, so I'll give him maybe 35, 40. No, because he has also Asgore. Technically Asgore, so I'll say... 52. Either 50 or 52 health. That will be Deku's health right now. The only reason I'm saying Deku's stats instead of everyone else's stats like Bakugo, Ingo, and all the others is because they technically don't use their entire soul. There are technically a couple types of people in this world. Those who don't use their souls at all, which are quirkless people. Those who only use a portion of their soul, which are quirk people. And people like Aura for One and, you know, All Might or Eerie that use their complete quirks, but in a different way than you expect them. Not, you know, the actual, not their natural, not what they're naturally made for, but 100% of what they can do, but not based on their natural instincts or the natural power. More of a base it off their, you know, attacks and whatnot. That's why I don't count their stats. So Deku would, I believe I said like 42 or 4, or no, I said 50. Yeah, 50. Deku would be level 3 and have 50. Why so much? Technically has 3 souls, technically. But I'm not giving him the advantages of Chara yet. I mean, he's going to be able to use them, but not at the same time. He's going to be, you know, use them in more of forms. As I said, every time he does, or technically I am using this from, you know, what was his name again? I keep on forgetting. Christian White. Every time Deku would level up, a portion of him would most likely not be aggressive, but feel more determined. As I said, when Deku, every time Deku leveled up, and due to Deku being level 3, Deku would feel more determined and with kindness and patience, which he waited a long time, you know, patience before Bakugo. He used patience and kindness on Bakugo first for being patient and waiting for, you know, everything to go roll over, for Bakugo practically being his dummy. Kindness for not beating the crap out of Bakugo, or, you know, trying to, you know, reflect Bakugo's attacks against them. And being nice to Bakugo. Determination for still being a hero, or wanting to become a hero. Deku wouldn't get any, you know, attentions, if you know what I mean. Yet. As this time would appear... Where was it? I had it somewhere over here. It was right here. Okay, here it is. Sorry, I'm flipping through things right now, and I'm going as fast as I can. Okay, where was I? Deku determined. Okay, I'm sorry. I get off track, and then, you know, I have other things at the same time, multitasking, if you will, for the video. So yeah. As in the background, this soul, Deku would notice that he would be able to enter and exit his, you know. Because I would call it an inventory, but it's not an inventory. So I'll call it mind space. Yeah, wait, no, that's way too long. I'll say the Void, why not? Not the Undertale Void, like Error or like Gaster, but, you know, I'll say it's just, you know, a name that, you know, Frisk came up with. It's like, she was like, so if it's some type of, you know, endless loop, like his mind, we should call it the Void. As you know, Deku would like the name and, you know, call his mindset the Void or Mindscape, or whatever you prefer. As behind Frisk would, you know, have a glowing soul, a red soul, which will be in a container. Not bounce, would it be, yeah, I'll say it's, you know, moving, you know, bouncing off, you know, the container glass. Would it technically be glass or... Anyways, doesn't matter. It'd be glowing. Hey, Frisk, what's that? Oh, don't worry. That's, You don't have to worry about that for now. Just worry about becoming a hero, Izuku. As Midoriya would be wakened up. As you know... Yeah, that's weird. Anyways. As you know, he's, getting ready to fall back to sleep. As he would notice something very weird. He will feel something else with him in his bed. Awkwardly. That's weird. Why does my blanket feel so rough? I mean, no, that would be a wrong description of a person. Let's describe, why would my, why does my sister, what can I name a human that doesn't sound flirty or any type of way? Huh. Deku would feel something weird, you can say. Or, something ominous that he doesn't feel. He feels... He feels hands. Yes, let's say that. Because I can't think of any description. Deku would feel hands. He'll have his head turned. But I'll say, the direction he's turning is, that portion. I'll say he has a very big blanket, so, it covers the entire bed. And he would notice something. There's a big bump in front of him. These hands, he's like, I know these aren't my hands. My hands are too rough to be this. Am I sure? The last time I remember, my hands were rough, not smooth. He would start, to kind of, put his hands together and notice that something's up and like, hold up. There's a third hand. I don't remember having a quirk of a third hand. And then he would kind of yank out the sheets, seeing Frisk. What is happening? Well, technically, unlike Cross Chara, yes, I did say they were combining, but I didn't say how they were combining. Like an animatronic from one of the books. Yes, they are invisible, but they're still there. So, yes, they're still, they still take space in the room. It's just you can't see them due to, I believe it was Ballora. I believe, the leaves were all around Ballora in the scriptures of the book. It was, as I believe it said, the leaves went around this object as if it was an actual item. There, but nothing was there from what I can see. I believe it was. So instead of that, Deku's able to see her, but no one else is able to see her. She can still touch you and practically punch you in the face without you knowing, because you can still touch her and whatnot. It's just you can't see her. The only person who can see her is Midoriya, practically. Kind of like a stand. Yes, kind of like a stand, practically. You can, so only users who use 100% of the souls can see her. Huh? Who are you? Oh, hi, Izuku. With the calmest face, with a smile. Where are you doing in my bed? Oh, don't you remember? We had to combine souls for you to live. He tries to recall anything. He's like, yeah, but why are you in my bed though? Still, like, were you done? What? Confusion. As you know, she explains, due to me and you practically being in or sharing a soul, technically, I have to be with you at all times, or not at all, but like a stand almost, if you will. I have to be near you for me to do anything, practically. The farther away you are, the less I can do. The closer you are, the more physical things I can do. Okay, I see. Still doesn't explain why you're in my bed, though. Just go to sleep. I'll explain everything. I'll explain everything else in the morning. As Midori would sleep unconsciously of having a girl in his bed. Yes, I'm doing this. Why? Because it's fun to bother a little sun mineral. Also, the sun mineral is about to... Oh my god, I keep on trying to spill stuff. Anyways, let's continue. As Frisk would have no... Due to them sharing a soul, she would have no needings of drinking water or eating. Due to Deku doing that for her, practically. She gains the energy she needs from Deku. Or technically from them sharing a soul. Using the energy from, food and water and whatnot to practically use magic and whatnot. As what would happen is, he would be writing down things. Some things, not all of them, but he would, be writing down the properties of souls, as, Frisk would teach him about souls. So, these are these, and this. What you have are this, and this. Practically explaining things. Teaching him, practically. Somewhat. So, yeah. Okay, that's good. As now, there would be the entry exam. The entry exam, they would go and enter. Due to Frisk being there, Ochako wouldn't have to step in to help Deku not fall. Frisk would, use magic to stop Deku from falling. Practically. Either that, or she would just kind of just get in the way and just kind of, put her hands up, just stop Deku from falling physically, so I mean, yeah. Oh, thanks. Yeah, almost died there. You have to be more careful, Izuku. Can't be dying now until you become the #1 hero. Yeah, I really should be paying more attention now, should I? As Midoriya would be doing so, and the meetings of Ochako nor Ida would commence, meaning that he wouldn't meet any of them. At least yet. As Bakugo would be surprised that Midoriya is here, he would inevitably, be quiet and, eventually, President Mike would commence the entry exam, beginning. He would pass, of course, as now it would be the fighting portion of the entry exam. As I said before, I said nothing about physical attributes except for a couple. The only physical attributes that Deku actually gained are surprisingly aren't from either, what was his name, Asgore's soul or his own soul. It's actually, the physical aspects are actually coming from, Determination soul. Deku hasn't yet learned how to, use his own magic to, increase himself. Which, this, I mean, great, I'll say great physical, increase. He, the kindness soul patient soul, or technically the fusion care, but I mean, anyways, technically his soul doesn't give him that much of a physical boost. Yes, it does dramatically increase, I mean, not dramatically, it does increase his physical capabilities, but it doesn't, you know, make it so, you know, you're able to flip and, you know, destroy 0-pointers. So, yes. Defeating robots here and there, Deku would be taking them out usefully. Unlike him, he wouldn't, you know, just be punching the robot straightly. He would use the, you know, weapons to, you know, kind of embrace the weapons and magic and kind of, you know, increase his attack power to kind of the difference between attack and defense type souls. Defense type souls have a lot of health and defense, but have very little attack. Attack souls have very high attack, but little health and little defense, balancing out the souls. So Deku, he does do damage, but it's not as much as, you know, what you think of. Deku would about get... He would also, you know, he would be gaining levels, by the way. Not levels, like, dramatically, but he will only gain HP. And as you said, since Deku would be, I believe, 42, 50... No, I'll say it's 40... No, because there's 10 months, so... Yeah, he's level 52. No, not level 52, but, you know, health 52, sorry. Deku would be getting a 10 to 5% increase in strength. Or 20% increase in strength physically. So, human-wise, he has the power of a body lifter right now. Or a person who lifts weights. A bodybuilder. Yeah, he'll have the strength of a bodybuilder, practically. And, you know, something a little bit over that. A little, you know, inhuman strength, but besides that, it's pretty good. As you know, Deku does see, you know, he does have to try, you know, destroy the pointers. 1-pointer, 2-pointer, 3-pointers. Also, if you're wondering how he's gaining HP, his HP is getting increased by 1 to 2 or 3. If you're wondering. Yes, I am still giving him level ups. Level ups are based on, you know, the names of the 1-pointers and 2-pointers, 3-pointers. Getting, you know, 1 HP, 2 HP, or 3 HP, depending on how much he defeats. Not saying they are, but I'm making it so the 1-pointer, 2-pointer, 3-pointers are the equivalents of weak or normal monsters you would encounter in Horror Tale or Undertale. Not saying that, you know, they're strong, not saying that they're the same level, which pretty sure they're not. But, anyways, let's continue on. Deku would be going through he would be mainly going to 1-pointers. Due to 2-pointers and 3-pointers being, he has difficulty a little, you know, with effort. He has a bit midway difficulty doing with 2-pointers, and he has difficult time going for 3-pointers due to the size. He would, you know, get a lot of 1-pointers, a lot of them. As going fighting by fighting, he would notice a lot of people are, you know, getting, you know, a lot of people don't have physical, you know, feats like he does. Which, you know, he does get a bit of hero points. And as he's helping a couple people, everyone yells and starts screaming and running away. As Midoriya wouldn't understand until it's in a matter of 100 meters from him. The 0-pointer would appear. As Midoriya would, you know, politely start walking away at, like, the speed of Flash. He'd like, just like, nah, I'm good. As you know, he would hear a sound. Or, you know, a noise. Help! Help! As Midoriya would look back and see Ochako under the rubble. Midoriya would inhale. Frisk, what's the chance? As you know, he pulls Frisk out from his mindscape. So, Frisk, what's the chance of me surviving this? using my full power of the 20% physical percent, there's about 20 to 40% you might actually succeed. But mainly, if we're going off battle stances, there is about 10% chance you might fail or succeed. What's the percentage chances of failing? 80%. 80 what? 80 what? 80% chance of failing. As Midoriya would do it anyways, he would use full 20%. Unlike One For All, it wouldn't restrain his body, but it would more of lines have, it would have a numbing, or more of a vibration to it, if you will. Or a tingly feeling, like electricity going through your veins when you get shocked. Trying to fix a light bulb and getting shocked by like a couple volts of electricity. That's practically, you know, what Deku feels. So his muscles, he wouldn't bulge, but his muscles will, you know, slowly and, you know, slowly and surely start growing in mass. Trying his best, he would, you know, lift up the boulder. Okay, get up from the boulder. There we are. Struggling to lift the boulder. And then, you know, fully, he would like, okay, the percentage has fully gone up. This is still a bit heavy. As you know, Chaka would get out of the way, as you know, she would scream, as you know, the foot of the zero pointer would, you know, be right on top of them. As something within Deku would be pulled into his mindscape, away from Frisk. Use my power. Use it. As in, with a couple seconds, Midoriya would touch this red soul inside of this container. As Midoriya's aura, instead of becoming green, it would become a sort of light red to it. A reddish-greenish, if you will. The green energy will start to turn red, slowly. Like a light shade of red. Frisk would have no idea what would be happening, as Midoriya would jump up, or not jump up, but kind of jump a little, and punch the zero pointer's foot. As there would be a thump. And immediately, the duties of the magic would appear. As a knife, or, you know, sort of practically knife, would be, you know, stabbed into the zero pointer's foot, as Midoriya, uncontrolled by his body, would start slashing the zero pointer, going up its leg, and start slashing at it. And I'm talking about, I can't give him cross Chara's knife, so I'll say, you know what, I'll give him a butcher knife, why not? Not a normal knife, but at the same time, it matches Horror Tail's standpoint, so, yes. He would have a butcher's knife, cutting through the robot like butter. Not butter, but with some effort. Kind of like with carrots, you gotta, you gotta give that extra thump. Midoriya using force to cut through the zero pointer with somewhat good speed to climb up the zero pointer, using his butcher's knife to climb up, slashing, keep on slashing, climb up, jump. Eventually does use some abilities using the apron, which I believe he would use the, hold up, where is that? Why do I keep on changing the pictures? Hold up, sorry. He would use, he would inevitably use the apron and safety syringe to, attack the Zori Punter while having the butcher's knife. Dual wielding the butcher's knife and syringe while wearing the nurse's apron. Wearing the apron. Eventually cutting down the zero pointer, or at least the foot. He wouldn't be able to take down the rest of the part of the zero pointer, but as soon as he took down the foot, he tripped, the zero pointer would fall, Deku would, take out the entire foot of the Zero Pointer completely out, like just messing it up completely, or some extent, as the Zero Pointer would try to attack him, as Midoriya, with the power he would be given, would use his physical attributes to punch, or not punch, but slap box the other foot, and eventually tripping up the Zero Pointer. The Zero Pointer would have inevitably fall based on a rock Izuku threw at the Zero Pointer's other leg. Yes, I'm not making overpowered, I'm making him balanced, if you're wondering. Yes, he still has great power, but I'm making it balanced to the point where he's overpowered, but he's not too overpowered. Nor is he overpowered in general. He's just using his abilities to their maximum extent, or at least, going beyond his abilities. Eventually opening up 30% of his healing factor of Asgord's in his own soul, giving him more health, and, a 30% increase in strength. Yes, a 10% increase technically by his 20% increase, but it still helps, splitting the legs of the Zero Pointer. Having everyone in the viewing room see Deku take out the Zero Pointer, them all being surprised, as they all saw that his abilities in general weren't as strong, but the way he used his soul quirk was very tactical and useful. And if you're wondering, no, he did not finish the Zero Pointer. After the Zero Pointer, got back up using its arm, yes, it's both of its legs will be down, but, it would use both of its arms to catch itself, try to, catch Deku, as, that is when Deku would see a very weird figure. A figure with, what was her clothing? I believe it was, hold up. Real quick, give me 20 to a couple minutes. Okay, so hold up. Okay, oh, she actually doesn't look that bad, but she's still terrifying. What's a proper image, though? Yeah. Deku, what would he see before almost being crushed and killed by the Zero Pointer? There would be this entity wearing green and yellow outfit. As this entity would be a bit weirded. It would have not weird skin, but their face would be not disfigured, but you all know what the face looks like. It's a, blackness, practically. Or, hollow, giving you that scary feeling. Yes, it is Chara. But besides that, Chara would climb up the Zero Pointer's head and cut it clean in half. Or at least the head portion of the Zero Pointer would cut it clean in half. Of course, it would still take time, but eventually, after 2 or a couple minutes, the head will be completely cut in half. As the Zero Pointer would explode, and Chara would disappear, as Frisk and Deku would run out of the grounds before the explosion could, hit them with ricochets of metal. Metal would be flying everywhere, hitting Deku, as Deku would black out. Deku would be waking up in the recovery office, seeing a giant piece of metal through his gut, you would say. Or at least on his shoulder. One in his shoulder. Actually, technically, he have 3 of them. One in his shoulder, one in his gut, and the other on his leg. Left shoulder, torso, and left shoulder and right leg. There'll be, long pieces of metal stuck in there. Midoriya would feel a lot of pain and, you know, would start screaming like, ah, these things are in my, what are we gonna do, what are we gonna do? Don't be such a baby. Who are you? As, you know, before answering the question, this person would yank out all of the, you know, ricochets of metal out from Deku's body. Him flinching in pain. And, you know, tears rolling out. Chara. As this entity would, you know, vanish like being Thanos snapped. As Frisk would, you know, eventually appear next to Deku, she would be outside. No, because I did say there had to be. I'll say, you know, Frisk was just taking a nap. She wakes up, you're like, oh, you're awake. I thought we almost lost you there. I almost did too. As you know... Oh, someone's coming. That's my cue to leave. As Frisk would enter the mindscape and see something weird about the holder, you would say. Or the container of the red soul. The container of the red soul would be cracked. A little bit. It would be a little bit cracked. It would be seen. Being a little worried, but knowing that it's not a full crack and half a crack, there would be no problem due to her very ably to just use tape to kind of, you know, just shut it, practically. And eventually put, you know, something over the container. Like a blanket or something. It's a mindscape. I know, you can do anything in a mindscape. Don't judge me. So yes. As Deku would wake up once more. Or, I'll say he was daydreaming and then he fully waked up. He would wake up as he would still have the metal, you know, pieces of metal inside of his body. But there were more lines you know, as soon as Deku would, you know, recovery girl would be there, as Deku was like, oh, my head. Unnoting to him, he wouldn't notice the pieces of metal due to his vision being blurry. He would stand up from the thing as recovery girl like, oh my, you should really sit down. You have metal, as you know, the pieces of metal from Midoriya's body would fall off, or fall out of him. As Midoriya would start to heal, and, you know, green magic would start to form over those parts, glowing. As a young Ochako Uraka will walk into the room. And that is where I'll end this video. Thank you for everyone for watching. Leave a comment down below, leave a like, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.